Okay, we're here with men's basketball coach Bert West, our first little get together of the season here, Coach West. You guys have been out on the floor now for a couple of weeks in fall practice, getting ready for the season here, which actually is just a little bit over a couple of weeks away. Already got some preseason accolades for some players, particularly Josh Chambers. Talk a little bit about just first of all in general how practice has gone to this point. And some things you're seeing from the Tigers this year.
Practice, they've gotten off to a great start. Their work ethic and intensity is excellent. They satisfied the coaching staff in every way that first week with what they were able to accomplish. And so we've cranked it up this week. They were able to do what we wanted, and to our satisfaction, we just felt like we needed to demand a little bit more. So yesterday's practice was difficult. We keep adding more and more, giving them a lot to think about while they're working hard. And so I would say yesterday's practice was not up to the level of that first week. And that's because we were asking more and more. And we're going to continue to do so. And I feel like these guys they'll stretch out. The more we demand, the more they'll give.
If anybody will just look at the roster this year, obviously it's one of the more experienced teams that we've put out on the floor in recent years. Several upperclassmen, a big senior class, guys who have played a lot of minutes in their careers here. Would you say that right now, taking away any X's and O's, just the experience factor is probably the strongest part of this particular team?
Probably you're right. I think, we're probably, I think you can safely say we're in the top 5 or 6 teams in the conference overall out of the 15. And, that's not a bad starting point. And we've got guys that experience, there's no substitute for it. Knowing how to travel, knowing what you're going to face when you get to certain places. So that is a critical issue. And one of the things that I like is we're not, our veteran players are not showing any signs that, we'll be pretty good and that's good. They're showing signs of trying to get better. They're working hard to improve.
Obviously, one of your 4-year seniors, Josh Chambers, was named last week the preseason player of the year in the East Division. Historically, that really doesn't mean a whole lot in terms of, right. but it's just good to have. And just talk a little bit about the maturation process you've seen from Josh from when he was a freshman until just going into his senior year and already getting those accolades.
Well, Josh and I talked about that a little bit, and he realizes it's more of it's an honor, not an award, and it's something that then you're expected to live up to. And I asked him, did he feel like he would be under any pressure, to live up to that? And he just smiled and said, pressure's just a word. So that tells you a lot about how much he's matured. He's a great young man, and he's looks like to me that when the going gets tough, he's going to be there for us, that he's going to really compete hard and take it on his shoulders. And he's improved his back to the basket scoring. He's improved his overall defense. I believe he's improved his shot blocking. And he's always been, pretty good with the ball and a good passer. And he's very versatile. And add that in with those other seniors that are working hard and getting after it. It gets our hopes up. We're excited.
Obviously, fans will recognize a lot of names on this year's team. Jacob Turnipseed, David Garba, those are a couple of big senior returning guys for you. There was a big name, obviously, that we lost from last year. Leading scorer James Mormon was the only guy that we lost that was a starter. Do you feel confident with some of the new guys and some of the guys coming back improving their games that we may have been able to maybe ease that loss just a little bit of what James brought?
I feel like we have. For one thing, when you take Joe Brown and R.J. Prince, they're both improved. They both played over 20 minutes a game last season. And so they're really, sometimes you say people are real good players, and sometimes some players just play good. And you can kind of put them in any slot you want. They do a good job. And Jeremy Lagarde, a transfer to us from UAM, as really a fine athlete and seems to be a great team guy. and he brings a lot to the table. So add it all together, and should be okay.